Disasters, they strike with terrifying force, leaving devastation in their wake. But what happens after the dust settles? How do we, as a species, move forward today? We re-looking at some of history's most devastating catastrophes and exploring how they didn't just end eras, but also forge new beginnings, forcing humanity to adapt, innovate, and sometimes, tragically, learn hard lessons. Take the Titanic. On a freezing night in 1912, the unsinkable ship went down, taking over 1,500 souls with it. The shock was immense. But out of this tragedy came sweeping maritime safety reforms. The International Ice Patrol was created to monitor icebergs, and ships were required to have enough lifeboats for everyone on board. The disaster fundamentally changed how we view safety at sea. Now, let's travel back to 79 AD. Mount Vesuvius erupts, burying the Roman city of Pompeii in volcanic ash. For centuries, it was a lost city, but its rediscovery gave us an unparalleled, frozen in time snapshot of Roman life. It was a tragedy, yes, but it also became an archaeological treasure trove, teaching us more about the ancient world than almost any other site. In the mid-19th century, Ireland faced a different kind of disaster, the Great Famine. A potato blight wiped out the main food source for millions. Over 1 million people perished, and another million emigrated, forever changing the demographic landscape of Ireland and creating a vast Irish diaspora, especially in the United States, that would shape culture and politics for generations. Fast forward to a more recent tragedy, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. The sheer scale of the destruction was heartbreaking. In its aftermath, a global effort led to the creation of the Indian Ocean Tsunami Warning and Mitigation System. It was a painful lesson in the power of nature, but it spurred the development of technology to save lives in the future. Sometimes the catastrophes are man-made and born of pure cruelty. The Trail of Tears in the 1830s saw the forced displacement of tens of thousands of Native Americans. It was an act of ethnic cleansing that left a deep, painful scar on American history. The survival and resilience of these nations in the face of such horror is a powerful, though tragic, testament to human endurance, and it forces us to confront the darkest chapters of our past. Similarly, the Middle Passage, the horrific journey of enslaved Africans across the Atlantic, was a prolonged catastrophe spanning centuries. Millions perished. This brutal system not only fueled economies but also sowed the seeds of systemic racism and inequality that societies are still grappling with today. The fight for abolition and civil rights that followed has profoundly reshaped our understanding of justice and human dignity. In 1945, the world witnessed a new kind of terror with the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. These events ended World War II but also ushered in the nuclear age, fundamentally altering global politics and warfare. The constant threat of nuclear annihilation defined the Cold War and continues to shape international relations. It was a terrifying demonstration of humanity's capacity for self-destruct. Perhaps the most systematic horror of the 20th century was the Holocaust. The state-sponsored murder of 6 million Jews and millions of others by the Nazi regime was a catastrophe of unimaginable scale. In its wake, the world was forced to redefine human rights. The Nuremberg trials established the concept of crimes against humanity, and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was born, creating a new framework for international law and justice. Finally, let's go way back to the 14th century, to the Black Death. This pandemic wiped out as much as half of Europe's population. The social and economic upheaval was monumental. Labor shortages led to the end of serfdom in many areas, giving peasants more power and paving the way for the Renaissance. It was a grim reset button for European society. From the ashes of Pompeii to the fallout of Hiroshima, these events show us that history is not just a series of dates, it's a story of loss, resilience, and transformation. Catastrophes force us to confront our vulnerabilities, to question our systems, and ultimately, to adapt. They are terrifying reminders of how fragile life is, but also powerful catalysts for change. Thanks for watching. If you found this journey through history insightful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more.